Yo, what's going on? I'm laying down right now. I don't care if I messed up talking. I want to just say this. I always felt like liberals are the most disingenuous people ever. Now, you can't really be a broke liberal. You have to make a certain amount of money. I told you guys that hatred is a broke person's, way of thinking. Being a hater is associated with being broke. Your life isn't in order. You're paying child support for a child you don't see. That's when you are hateful. And sometimes maybe I can exhibit it myself. I don't know. But being broke is associated. Being a hater goes away when you make more money. But you can't be a broke liberal. We only become more tolerant of other people when you make more money. And let me explain that. So, how does this sound right here? You work a bullshit job at KFC and you work 3 days a week, 8-hour days because because they're hiring people, like they're hiring legal immigrants at KFC and they're taking your hours and you're like a white man, right? You're not going to advocate for more of them to come here if they're fucking with your money at your job at KFC. You're not going to advocate for them. You're going to actually be against them coming here. And that's when you'll probably be in support of someone like Trump because they're a threat to your job. But when they're not much of a threat to you, you have more education or you have a wealthier family, you tend to be more tolerant of the people because, for one, you don't feel threatened by them. And you also, it just looks good on your character, helping other people. It's like throwing a nickel or a dollar at a homeless person because I don't promote feeling sorry for anybody. You got to get up and get what's yours. That's what I'm going to be doing in a few hours, working, getting what's mine. But if you come from a pretty middle class background, you are more likely to be liberal. See, when you're broke and working class, race matters, you know, sexuality matters, gender matters, because you are in a competition with other people. You don't have time to be tolerant when you look at everybody as competition. I'm gonna say this again. When you are broke, let's say, because I feel like it happens, they cut back your hours because they want to give more work to the legal immigrants that work at your job. You're gonna feel some kind of way about them, and you will start expressing, views because you're angry that they're taking your money. But if you were like the manager and you make more money than them and they're not taking your hours, you will be a little more tolerant. Like if you're making $45,000 a year as a manager, and I don't think they make that much, but if you're making that much a year, you will start becoming more tolerant because life is easier, and it's just something that looks good, you know. But you can't be a broke liberal, um, And when people are liberal, they just do a lot of things that I feel are very disingenuous. This is my theory on why people are liberal. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. One thing that I know about this world is no one cares about anybody. No one gives a fuck about anybody. You can't convince me that there are people out here that work they work and advocate for marginalized people. That's bullshit. See, one thing I will never say and do is claim to be an ally or advocate for anyone because I don't understand your struggle. I won't pretend like I do. Now, I can respect a group. I can, you know, I could say, hey, I enjoy being around this type of people, these type of people. Like, yeah, I can say that. But I never, I'm talking to all marginalized people, never let anyone that's not a member of your community or your group claim to be an advocate. Don't let them speak for you. Don't let them advocate for you. Only let people that are part of your group speak for you. I'm talking to everybody. Because the problem with a lot of people is they let the wrong people speak for them, advocate for them, and they find out when it's too late what their true intentions were the whole time. Because the black community epitomizes don't let people advocate or speak for you. We let people disrespect us. We've been letting this go on for decades. It ain't nothing going to get done in the black community by outsiders. We have to do these things ourselves. And when people do these things, they don't give you what you need. They give you what they feel you need. It's like you get shot in the leg and all they give you is a fucking lollipop. They don't give you medical attention. They just give you a lollipop. They don't want to see you thrive or succeed at all. The liberals are very disingenuous people. My theory is if no one cares about anyone, why do you claim to care so much about people who, when you think about it, you wouldn't really advocate for if you didn't make this amount of money or your parents didn't have as much wealth? You wouldn't really be advocating for them because if you were poor or you had to work hard, like 2, 3 jobs, you will be competing with these people for jobs and resources. So why would a person, knowing that people don't give a shit about anybody in this world, why would someone care so much about people who they would essentially be competing with in jobs if they didn't have this amount of income or wealth? Well, I believe that advocates and allies only care about two groups in those marginalized groups of people: women and children. They're either trying to fuck the women of the group, like when somebody cares too much about illegal immigrants or legal immigrants. I feel a lot of the times you're trying to fuck the women or you're trying to molest their children. And it happens. I feel a lot of these, I don't mean it in a bad way, but a lot of, when I say illegal immigrants, I'm not saying it in a disrespectful way, but I feel like when a lot of them come over here, I do feel that their kids are molested and sexually abused. I do believe that. I do believe the women are preyed upon. You know, like a lot of those missionaries who come over, who go to like third world countries and bring their religion and their bullshit ways over there and try to convert them. I feel a lot of them are predators. I feel like they probably molest kids and you know take advantage of people, women. But and I was talking about those Mormons. I'm not dissing like God, or I'm not dissing God when I say bullshit ways. I don't fuck with Mormons at all. I don't fuck with Mormons, but you know, I just feel that liberals Liberals suck. They're disingenuous, and they're only saying the things they say for a reason. They're trying to get something out of you. They're not doing it because they care. I would listen to Jesse Lee Peterson over a liberal any day.